Hello, my name is Una Kim and I am going to do a presentation about my final project in EDSE 517. The lesson topic is solving two-step equations, and the lesson goal is that students will be able to solve two-step equations. This objective is aligned with Virginia SOL Algebra 1A 4D, which is solving multi-step linear equations algebraically and graphically. Two-step equations are a type of multi-step equations. It will teach how to solve it algebraically. The grade level of the lesson is 9th grade, and the content area is Algebra 1 Part 1. And the target population is students with a specific learning disability in math. Students who struggle with math often choose to take Algebra 1 Part 1 in their 9th grade year and then take regular Algebra 1 in their 10th grade. So I assume the students are able to solve one-step equations, but they do not know how to solve two-step equations. The materials are warm-up handouts, PowerPoint presentations, projector, worksheets, and guided notes for note-taking, and the printed version of a PowerPoint slide will be an offline product, and algebra tiles, computer or tablet. Cell phones can be also used for the interactive game, and mini whiteboards for the Jeopardy game, pencil and paper. These are the materials for adaptations: a pencil grip, AAC device, a TTS device, and slanting whiteboards. These are the procedures. So the first 10 minutes, students will work on warm-up of one-step equations. Again, my assumption is students are able to solve one-step equations, and they should be able to solve one-step equations before they solve two-step equations. Next 20 minutes is lecture. So students take notes with PowerPoint, but it has I do, we do, and you do parts, so it is a direct instruction, and the printed version of the PowerPoint slide is an offline product. Next 20 minutes, students will do an algebra tiles activity to go over the questions they learned during the lecture, and this counts as an offline activity. Next 15 minutes, students will play space race competition game using the application called Socrative. So this is an online activity. Next 20 minutes, students will play a Jeopardy game on PowerPoint slide, and so this counts as an online activity, and the last 5 minutes is wrap up. These are the adaptations, and I'm going to explain the reasons for selecting the adaptations. So for students with cognitive and intellectual disabilities, a checklist and graphic organizer are used. So you will see on the actual PowerPoint slides how to solve the problem with the steps. Steps they are in a table format. So the information is broken down and it is organized, so it will help students with intellectual disabilities to process the information more easily. Also, they have something to look at and follow and check their work. For students with physical disabilities such as cerebral palsy who struggle with writing because of their physical disabilities, a pencil grip and a slanting writing board will be used. So with a pencil grip and a slanting writing board, they can write more easily, or they can adjust the angle of a slanting writing board. For students with sensory disabilities, these accommodations will be used. So PowerPoint presentations translator for students with will be used for students with a hearing impairment. So the subtitle will be displayed on the PowerPoint. So students with a hearing impairment can read the PowerPoint and understand the lecture. For students with a vision problem, the font size on the PowerPoint slides will be enlarged. And for colorblind people, the color of PowerPoint slides will be carefully selected. For students with communication disabilities, an augmentative and alternative device or a text-to-speech device can be used. So students can use AAC device to ask a question or to participate during lecture. And students who struggle with the reading, they can use the text-to-speech device to read the directions of a problem or to read math problems. For students with learning or emotional disabilities, math manipulatives have been proven to be effective in improving their performance in math. So algebra tiles are one type of math manipulative, and it helps them to understand the concepts behind the process of how to solve a problem. And a printed version of PowerPoint slides will help them. For example, for students with emotional disabilities, they will feel less anxious if they have a copy of the notes. And for students with learning disabilities, it will also help because they often struggle with the note taking. So a printed version of PowerPoint slide will help them to understand the lecture better because they already have something with them. My first online product is Space Race in Socrative. So Socrative is an application where the teacher can launch quizzes or exit tickets or games. So I created 4 problems in Socrative, and students have to go to socrative.com and they have to enter this room number GDE3UCS, and they will see 4 problems. They have to solve each problem, and the program will give an instant feedback whether it's correct or not with an explanation. But again, this is a space race, so students can play individually or students can team. So when a student in team blue correctly solves a problem, the rocket for team blue will move forward. If a student in team magenta solves a problem correctly, the rocket for team magenta will move forward. So on this screen, I captured team magenta is winning. That means students in team magenta solved more problems than correctly compared to the team blue. So please see the video on the following link. I will also copy this and paste on the discussion board and in the comment section of the YouTube video of this PowerPoint presentation. So you can go to this link and see more details. I created this video and it actually shows how the program works. My second online product is a Jeopardy game on PowerPoint slides. So I'm gonna just briefly explain how it works and just show a couple of questions. So this is the first page of the Jeopardy game. So the equations Jeopardy. So it has 1-step equations and 2-step equations. So usually Jeopardy games have 25 questions, but I reduced the number of questions to 9, including final Jeopardy questions, because students with a learning disability might feel overwhelmed if the PowerPoint slide has too much information. So I just made 9 questions so they will feel less overwhelmed. And I put 1-step equations and 2-step equations because they already know how to solve 1-step equations and they just learned how to solve 2-step equations. So if I choose 1-step equation 100, the question is displayed on the board. So for x plus 3 equals 8. For the PowerPoint slides Jeopardy game, I'm going to ask students to write their answer on mini whiteboard and show it to the teacher or show it to me at the same time, so everyone has an opportunity to participate. So the answer has to be 5. And if you click this button, it will move to the home screen, the first page. So we did this problem, and then two-step equations. Let's try two-step equation problem. $200. So for x, 3x minus 3 equals 9. You will add 3 on both sides, and then divide both sides by 3. So x has to be 4. And then let's try the final Jeopardy question. So for final Jeopardy question, you can hear the theme music, the Jeopardy theme music, so it makes it more interesting. And so for x, plus 1 equals 7. The answer has to be x equals 3. So there was the online product, and offline product is a printed version of PowerPoint slides. I'm just gonna show you the electronic version of the PowerPoint slides. So it will be printed on a letter size paper. Each slide will be printed on each letter size, so the font size will be large enough for students to read the information clearly. So this is the first page of the PowerPoint slide, and the first page, the first problem example is I do. So it has 2 steps, and I kind of explained it before. So this is in table format, and this is step 1. Step 2 can work as your checklist. So step 1, subtract or add a number. So you have subtract 1 on both sides. So 2x equals 4. Step 2, divide or multiply a number next to the variable. So divide both sides by 2, x equals 2. So for either part, there are 4 examples. The teacher will go over 4 examples. So I do, and how do you know? And this is just explanation. How do you know what to do in step 1 and step 2? So example 2 for I do. Example 3 for I do. Example 4 for I do. So this will be also printed on letter size paper, so students will have that as an offline product. So after I do, there are 4 redo problems. So for redo part, the teacher asks students to participate and they are gonna kind of solve the problem together. So 4 problems, example 2, example part, and then last one is you do part, so it's independent practice, but they still have this table with a checklist, so they can solve the problem here, and after they finish it, the teacher kind of can check their answers, so they have something to look at if they are not sure what to do. So it helps them to solve the problem. And 4 problems for you do. And I don't know if we have noticed that, so I use color blue, sky blue for I do, yellow for we do, and just blue for you do, because colorblind people can still see yellow and blue. So I did not use red and green intentionally for the PowerPoint slide. And my second offline product is algebra tiles. Algebra tiles visually represent the steps of solving 2-step equations. So they are concrete, and they represent abstract. And I just put the pictures of algebra tiles I made. So if it is positive, it is not shaded. It is negative, it is shaded with the lines. This right picture represents 2x plus 1 equals 5. I created a video about just one example of how to use algebra tiles to solve 2-step equations. So please go to this link and watch the video. I will also put this link on the discussion board when I upload it, and when I put the link of this PowerPoint presentation, and I will also put this in the comment section of the YouTube page where I put this video. So please go to this link and watch the video, and you will be able to understand how it works. So the connections between the online and offline products in my lesson plan are the following. All the online and offline products cover the same topic, solving two-step equations. Offline products teach procedural and conceptual process of solving two-step equations. For example, the printed version of a PowerPoint slide teaches how to solve two-step equations procedurally. Algebra tiles help students to understand concepts behind the process of solving two-step equations. And the online products such as Socrative Space Race and Jeopardy game give students opportunities to practice the problem. So for my lesson, offline products teach how to solve it, and online products are used to give them opportunities to practice the problem, and also they are fun. And thank you for watching my video, and I hope everyone has a great rest of the summer.